This is for the clay-foot elephant, Nigeria, the country that calls itself the giant of Africa. How do you rank as the country with the lowest life expectancy rate in the world? A nation that prays this much should not be dying at 55. Nigeria is loud with religion. Fasting never ends. Prayer never stops. Demons are chased every day. Altars are full mornings and nights. And yet, people are dying earlier than anywhere else on the surface of this earth. Not mysteriously, but predictably. So, what exactly is going on? Because this is no longer a spiritual question, it's a structural one. Life expectancy is not determined by how hard you pray, it is determined by what you build. Hospitals, clean water, nutrition, sanitation, policy, accountability, and all that. Where all of these exist, people live longer. Where they don't, they die earlier. It's that simple. Now look again. A deeply religious nation struggling with basic survival systems. Every single country in the world, even the war-torn Sudan, ranks higher than Nigeria. Think about that. War zone, and yet still competing for survival and ranking higher than the biggest country in Africa. So, what exactly are we doing wrong? Because religion, when misplaced, does something really, really dangerous. It teaches you to endure what you should confront. It teaches you to spiritualize what should be engineered. It teaches you to wait where you should act. So, when will you stop organized healing prayers and demand hospitals? When would you stop saying God will judge and start holding leaders accountable? And I already know the escape route some of you will take. You say prayer is not for physical things, it's only for spiritual things. That's okay. But is life not spiritual? Is breath not spiritual? Is health not spiritual? Or is survivor not spiritual? When a child dies because there are no functional hospitals, is that not spiritual? When a pregnant woman bleeds to death because there is no care, is that physical? When a family buries a man because the roads are bad, the ambulance never came, and the hospitals had no equipment, does that tragedy stop at the flesh and leave the soul untouched? And if prayer is only for spiritual things, why do you use it for physical things every single day? Why do you pray for jobs, food, rent, protection, success, children, and long life? You cannot drag prayer into every material crisis and then suddenly declare it only spiritual when the outcome is questioned. This is not consistency, this is escape. And leadership understands this pattern very well. A population that prays rather than pressure is easy to ignore. So they watch. They watch the system fall. They watch you struggle. They watch you bury your own. And when they fall sick, they leave. They fly abroad. They go where systems work, where hospitals function, where care is built, not declared by prophecy. And then they come back and you still campaign for them. You defend them. You argue for them. You campaign for them, as some of you so-called big-name influencers are already aligned with the incumbent for the 2027 election. So ask yourself something without hiding. If prayer alone would fix this, would it not have fixed it long before now? If fasting alone could solve this, would it not have solved it already? If casting out demons was the answer, would the outcome still look the same? This is not an attack on faith, but a confrontation with reality, the exact reality you don't want to talk about. Reality responds to systems, not volumes, not emotion, not repetition. And until that changes, you will keep praying for long life inside a structure that eats it up. Take that in, because the real question is no longer spiritual, it's practical. What are you building while you're praying?